Hey, so today we're going to talk about something that so many English learners feel deep down, that really quiet frustration when you have all the words in your head but you just can't get them to come out. Let's really get into why that happens, and more importantly, what you can do about it.
Does this sound familiar? I bet it does. You can watch movies, you can listen to music, you can read articles, and you totally get it. The meaning is crystal clear. But then, when it's your turn to talk, it's like something just jams. I want you to know you are so not alone in this.
You know that exact moment, right? You open your mouth to say something and poof, everything's gone. The vocabulary you spent hours learning just vanishes. And you feel stuck, you get nervous, maybe a little embarrassed even. Well, there's a real reason for this, and we're going to break it all down.
So why does speaking feel like climbing a mountain when understanding feels like a walk in the park? It's not because you're bad at English, not at all. It's because you're actually dealing with two completely different skills.
See, this is the heart of it. Understanding is what we call a passive skill. It's input. You're taking information in. But speaking, that's an active skill. It's output. You have to actually create something from nothing. Think about it like this. Knowing all the ingredients for a cake is one thing, but actually baking the cake is a whole other story.
And that's it right there. You can watch cooking shows 24/7, you can memorize every recipe, but that's not going to make you a chef. To become a speaker, you have to actually speak. All that listening and reading you're doing, it's like watching the show. It's great, but it's not the same as getting your hands dirty in the kitchen.
So, what do we even mean by practice? It's literally the action of making your brain and your mouth work together as a team. It's about building that muscle memory for sounds, for sentence structures. This isn't just one way to get better, it is the only way to build real confident fluency.
Okay, but let's be real. Even when we know we need to practice, there's this giant wall that just pops up in front of us. And that wall has a name: fear. It's so powerful and it can totally freeze you in your tracks.
Do any of these sound like that little voice in your head? What if I mess up? What if they don't understand me? What if I sound stupid? This fear of not being perfect is probably the single biggest reason we just decide to stay quiet. But I want you to try and see it in a totally different way.
Just think about how babies learn to talk for a second. Do they worry about perfect grammar? No way. They babble, they say words wrong, they make funny sounds, and what do? We cheer them on. We celebrate the effort. Mistakes aren't failures, you guys. Mistakes are just the sound of you learning.
All right, so now we know the problem. We're not doing enough active practice, and a lot of that is because of fear. So let's talk about the solution. Here is a super simple practice plan you can literally start today without even leaving your house.
You don't need a conversation partner to get started. Seriously, you can just describe your room out loud. This is my laptop. The walls are white. Or you can try a technique called shadowing, where you just repeat sentences from a short video clip. Even just reading an article out loud helps get your mouth used to making the sounds. The whole point is to start making noise to get that brain and mouth team working together where there's zero pressure.
And how much time does this take? You don't need to block out hours for this. All you need is 5 to 10 minutes. That's it. But every single day. Trust me on this. Consistency is way more powerful than cramming. A little bit of practice every day is what builds that confidence, and it builds it faster than you think. So now you know the why and you know the how. You have the tools. But let's talk about the most important piece of the puzzle, your mindset. This is where the real journey begins.
First things first, I need you to let this sink in. Struggling to speak does not mean you are weak or dumb or bad at English. It means none of those things.
It simply means that you are learning. This feeling, this struggle, it is a required part of the process. Every single person who is now a fluent speaker has been exactly where you are right now.
You have to let go of this idea of being perfect. The goal is not to speak without making any mistakes. The goal is just to make progress. Just try to say one more sentence today than you did yesterday, and you have to celebrate that win.
If you only remember one thing from all of this, let it be this. Say it to yourself. Write it on a sticky note. Speak, make mistakes, learn, and grow. That is the cycle. That is the path forward.
Please don't wait for the right time. Don't wait until you feel more confident. Confidence isn't something you wait for, it's something you build by doing the thing you're scared of. The perfect time to take that first tiny step is right now.
So I'm just going to leave you with this question. Think about it for a second. It doesn't have to be some grand speech. It can be one simple sentence. What is the first thing you want to say in English? Your voice deserves to be heard, and it's time to start using it. You've got this.